Our travels take us to the historic town of West Blocton, Alabama. We're in the Coke Oven Park now. There's multiple creeks that run around this park that have multiple old, dilapidated bridges. We thought it would be a great place to magnet fish, and well, it didn't work how we wanted it to, but it turns into a great adventure. Y'all hang in there.
We have beat a trail down in here. By the way, I've got Casey with me. Y'all seen him in one video in the past. He's trimming a trail down through here to this old train bridge where we're gonna go magnet fishing. Funny story, me and Casey met probably about 4 years ago, and I bought a motorcycle from him, a vintage motorcycle, a 1970 CB350 Super Sport. And we lost touch after buying it. And I guess you saw, what, a YouTube video or something?
I think that's what it was.
And he figured out that we had met and that we liked the same things, and we kind of reconnected. And hopefully this fall, you'll see me and him together doing a whole bunch of adventures with old house places and all that kind of fun stuff. But he told me about this bridge, and I said, dude, we got to go throw a magnet off this thing.
It'll be fun.
It's pretty crazy looking already.
It's kind of wobbly.
Yeah, it don't look.
You can get across this thing.
Look at that.
It's long. It's long.
It looks shallow.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
It's not too bad. We may walk down next to it just because.
But used to this would cut all the way across to the depot, you know, the main depot.
Yeah.
There. All that's gone, unfortunately.
So as you saw from the drone footage before this, we are pretty close to where the Coke ovens are, and this was a main line that came in and out and brought all the supplies that they needed. And the Coke ovens, if you're not familiar with Coke, Coke's kind of like coal, but it's cooked and it's more pure. And when they would cook the Coke in those little round cubby holes that you saw, they would brick up the front of it, and before they could move the brick, they would have to cool it down. So to cool it down, they would pour water over the oven itself. And I would think that they would come here and dip water out of this creek that we're looking at. So there was probably tons and tons of people, workers, trains, all kinds of stuff going on right here, which means there ought to be a ton of iron for us to find. Let's find our way either across or down. I don't know if I'm feeling going across there just because I'm a wimp. We'll have to see.
You got it.
You got it? I was gonna say, I probably got 50 pounds on you, man. I'll be the first one through the railroad tie.
We got it. The railroad people could probably tell us what. I know, you know, we got the Louisville-Nashville side, but this right here goes to another one. I can't remember the exact name, but it was a line.
Yeah, it's a neat looking bridge though. I'm gonna get y'all a side shot. Nothing quite like taking the high road. Well, you could smell the creosote in those timbers still. You'd think after 100 years that stuff would kind of go away.
It's some beautiful stuff. If you get like where you're at up in here, there's a lot of like markings on it. Really pretty.
Man, the dirt daubers have made nests all over in here. Oh, that's cool right there. That bolt actually says something on it. Might could get a date off that. I see a patent, something that says patent. I'll have to look back at this footage because I'm holding my camera up. So there may be a date right there that we can look at, which is kind of neat. Which we know that this was probably in operation from about 1880 to 1920-ish, something like that. So directly beneath the bridge is too shallow for a magnet. We can spot stuff by eye, but right down creek about 100 yards is a deep pocket. So we may walk down to there and throw the magnet in right there. I can tell though already that there's iron hanging all off of this trestle. So it ought to be loaded with goodies.
Yeah, I remember we threw off somewhere, like, he did, somewhere off in there, yeah, he did a bunch of bolts and stuff. Pretty cool. They were old.
That timber right there under you is ready to fall. Yeah. Those main beams are still good.
Yeah, the whole support system's gone.
All right, so we're at the deep pocket. I just threw it in to test to see if there's anything in here. And the very first cast, we have got something. It is stuck good. Let's see what it is. There we go. Give it a good rinse. Looks like one of those big eye bolts. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely probably part of that bridge. Came from that cast right there. We're going to throw it in here a few times though and see what it's washed down the creek. It might be something good. You never know. All right, guys. This spot right here is not panning out. We're going to have to move to another one. All right, guys. Our magnet fishing trip has turned into an exploring expedition. We have found this ditch right here that's kind of on the back side of the coke ovens, and we're going to look and see if there's any bottles or anything like that. And Casey actually said that he saw a mine back here back in like '04, so we're talking about 15, 16 years ago. It's very, very possible that it has caved in since then. But right here on this bank, you see that's all brick, and this is an original dump spot for something. I don't know what. They could have just pushed a building off here 40 or 50 years ago, but then again, it could have been even older than that. I found the bottom to a Birmingham Coke back there. That was like an original pylon stone, so it's definitely an older little ravine right here. And this is the kind of stuff you find whiskey jugs in, so, or moonshine stills, which either one would be cool to find. So here's 2 iron rails. We're kind of in line with the railroad. That right there weighs a ton. That actually looks like mini rail to me, which would have been for the trolley that would have been on top of the coke ovens.
That or inside that mine, this part might be a cross over there. Let's see. We should be about where I remember.
Yeah. Oh, the water's right here, so. Is it a barrel ring?
Yeah, I think so. That's pretty neat.
It's a neat little old area right here. Here's the original bridge. Or an original bridge. We've done seen 2 today. And all of this is a prime spot to find antique bottles. No doubt on that. It's also a prime spot to find Mr. Nose Shoulders, aka poisonous snakes. We saw one back there earlier. Thankfully he went the other way. There's kind of an indention in that hill right there. You think it's on the other side of the creek?
Yeah, it was on the right side.
Okay. You got waterproof boots on?
Yeah, I think they were when I bought them.
Mine leak a little bit. It's a pretty little spot right here, man. That's actually got the date in it, 1900.
That's wild.
Right at the, that's Coke Hutch territory. That means somebody could have been drinking a Hutchinson style Coke bottle right here and tossed it right over the side. It's not as old as some areas, but 1900, you're still talking about 120 years old. Yeah, it looks like that was there's a four-wheeler trail right there. Somebody's done got them a nice little trail. It could have been any kind of crossing. You really don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's no guy on a four-wheeler that set them there. That might have been the bridge before that was the bridge. That's what I said. It looks like a big indention right there. Guys, we're flying by the seat of our pants out here, aside from the general direction of where that mine was 15 years ago. We're just seeing what we find as we go. That's usually how you stumble across something cool, though. Yeah, that hadn't been logged. Is it a mason jar lid or cream jar? Cream jar. Yeah, no, that's old. That's an old cream jar. It's a nice little trail, man. It's a nice trail. Oh yeah, I see the pylon up here. Two of them. Yep. So that would have been for mining. Right there and right there, it would have been dragging a giant cable either from that direction or across the creek. If I had to guess, it would be from that direction though. I know you guys can't tell it, but on top of the hill right past that mine drift, we followed the trail on up. And this is a power line road that we're on. And this right here is probably every bit of a 65-foot drop straight down off the side. The four-wheeler trail comes off the top of that mountain right there. If you come down through there at night and didn't know what was going on, you come off of that right there, you're in a lot of trouble.
Get right with Jesus quick.
Yeah. No doubt. But yeah, there was a whole lot going on in these Alabama woods that people don't know about. Here's the original building on the other side of the creek. Some of those old cables that they would have used to pull stuff back and forth. He said there was like a roundabout that they would take train cars on, spin them around in a circle and turn them the other direction out here someplace too. Such a big area out here. The thing that we're kind of both amazed by is that the undergrowth is actually not that bad in here.
Oh, wintertime.
Yeah. During the wintertime, I bet it's really bare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's two more sections right here.
Whatever that is, it's still there, huh?
Let's go find out. Oh, yep, that's it. It's round.
Is that it? Yeah, I knew it was someplace yesterday.
Dude, it's full of water. I wonder how deep that is. Should have brought the magnet to there. Check that out. It's not that deep. It's still cool though.
That's what I've always told it. Well, that's what that is, isn't it?
That's what it looks like to me.
That's what we roll with. That looks like, that looks like another pool. But I guess it could have had a not a pool, but like a motor base. I guess that's probably what kind of.
Yeah, it had to have a big winch motor on it someplace. We're gonna go with mysterious structures in Alabama. And then we'll let people in the comments tell us what this stuff is.
Somebody's bound to remember.
Yeah, somebody's bound to know.
Yeah.
We just got out of the woods in our little escapade around, and I was talking with Casey, and he said that he actually has seen some pictures where I guess during the Great Depression people were homeless and families actually lived in these, which is sad to think about. I guess you got to think though, you're safe from storms and it's not raining.
You could easily heat it too. There
Yeah.
were originally holes in the top, and they'd have blankets laid over the front.
Yeah, I mean,
Fire going.
basically you're talking about a redneck igloo.
Exactly. Bingo.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to laugh because that was a sad situation 100 years ago.
It really was.
But, you know, at the same time, it's a cool part of the history that's still here that we can explore. And these woods around here are full of stuff. We searched and searched and searched. There's not an open mine drift anywhere that we could see anymore, but I told him it would probably be a good idea for us to do a series, like a series of the lost mines, and us take a map and mark every pylon we find. It'd give a road map for everybody, including the park. We could turn it into the people that run the park so they got it, and just give them something to go off of. But you'd be surprised. I didn't know it. We were pulling up Google Maps while we were out there in the middle of the woods. If you zoom in far enough off a satellite view on Google Maps, you could see the original rail lines, and it would tell you right where the rail lines ran at. So you know, you got a road map still there with a satellite view, which is pretty cool. Either case, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this bit of an adventure that we went on today. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.